See it and write it down, then you
Okay, just heard from the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. He tweeted this, quote, "Our communication around our actions on the New York Post article was not great, and blocking URL sharing via tweet or DM with zero context as to why we're blocking, unacceptable." Huh. Writes like a child. Manages the company like one, too. By the way, the Biden campaign is able to call the story, quote, discredited, because big tech is trying to discredit it. No reporter has taken a look at the story and concluded, oh, sure, this is a Russian fabrication. Putin did this. That's ridiculous. So the Biden campaign is using big tech as a pretext for not responding. And big tech, of course, is trying to prevent you from reading it at all. Where does this go from here? If Biden's elected, you really think that the big tech companies are going to stop doing the bidding of their masters in Washington? Not a chance.
Want to get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air. Joe Biden is on the payroll of the Chinese Communist Party, not just Hunter. And they have the emails from an abandoned Hunter Biden's computer written by one of the largest, most respected newspapers in the world, the New York Post. It's on the hard drive of Hunter's. And it has compromising pictures of at least Hunter. And payoff divisions indicating tens of millions of dollars going to a lot of people, including, quote unquote, the big guy. While Twitter blocked the story for the last 48 hours and had a company shutdown last night, Twitter Jack apologized for the way it was handled. And now we find out that Kayleigh McEnany, the press secretary to Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, and the Trump campaign itself have been locked away by Twitter. We are in unprecedented territory. Hunter Biden's lawyer has yet to deny the truth of the story. This subversion revelation of our government by the Biden crime family is as big as any organized mafia crime family, maybe bigger than all of them put together. And let's be clear, the last 4.5 years have been a massive projection cover-up of the worst administration of our country, the Obama administration. Almost all the crimes and conspiracies they accuse Trump and his campaign of and his presidency have already been committed by the Obama administration. And it's so twisted that we need to hear from Nancy Pelosi's dictum her evil dictate. Hit it, please. This is Nancy Pelosi.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
This is Nancy Pelosi. This evil lesson from this evil person, Nancy Pelosi, is what the left has been infected with. The FBI did just that. The DOJ of Obama administration, the intel, they sent this information, these lies, they knew it to be lies. They sent it to the press, and what did they do then? They cited the press as proof that this was true. I hope that sank in. The left has been infected with this, and it could end up killing the United States of America. Joe Biden cannot be president of the United States. He couldn't pass the security clearance. Or am I wrong? Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. My name is Dave Weinbaum, and I'm here with radio legend in the making, J.P. Maxwell. You're almost there, J.P.
Yep.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm trying to work on that.
You're getting there. You're getting
Good morning,
there,
everybody.
And my lovely bride, who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Did you let the dogs out? I don't.
Apparently you got out, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, give it to her. I'll give it to you later. All righty. All right, so Lisa Ann Stadhauser Weinbaum, welcome to the show. I think we have our first caller. I'm not sure who that is, JJ, but play a song anyways, just in case.
Oh, yeah. Bring on rock and roll. Yes, indeed.
Mud on your face, you big disgrace.
Kicking your can all over the place.
Singing, we will rock you. We will rock you. Okay, J.J. Bradshaw calling from Rolla, Missouri, or wherever a gun show is on, or a gun match is on. And J.J., what's under that tinfoil hat of yours?
Well, Dave, it's Yukon, Oklahoma today, and
all right.
bring on the weapons. Say, your monologue. You're on a roll, man. This is going to be a great show.
I am so pissed off. I'm just. It's amazing how this all has come to this conclusion that the Obama administration is accusing Trump of everything they did. Everything. Taking money from Russia, being in a conspiracy with Russia, this China deal with we're just hitting we just punctured the surface of where this is going. Let me tell you, they're not denying it. That's the key thing, JJ. Hunter Biden's lawyers are not denying this.
Well, they're not going to deny it till after the election, because what can they do? The evidence is there. You know, it's 18 days until Donald J. Trump gets reelected, and I can hardly wait. Say, the Biden stink, there's a couple of things about that trouble me. Number one, part of what was found on that laptop was a marginally recognizable signature by Joshua Wilson, who's an FBI investigator, and he specializes in child pornography. So I wonder if Hunter is being investigated for that. And the censorship on this between Twitter and Facebook is very troubling to me. They nuked that right off their sites and wouldn't allow it to be shared. I had read early this morning that the FCC is now looking into that censorship. And, these social media platforms are specifically granted immunity for a lot of things. I think the FCC is going to look into overturn some of that and impose what would amount to be a fairness doctrine.
Yeah, you can't sue them right now for this. However, that's going to change.
Well, I hope it changes. Town halls, there were 2 last night. The Trump town hall ended up being a debate between Savannah Guthrie and Donald J. Trump for the most part.
Well, that's a surprise. That's never happened before, has it?
Well, of course not. But that bias concerns me greatly, too. Savannah's not exactly a conservative, so I expected her to have her teeth sharpened, and she didn't disappoint in that regard. I think the answers he gave to the audience were pretty good, typical Donald J. Trump, kind of off the cuff. That's his style. On the other hand, the Biden town hall, I couldn't believe that nobody asked him about the emails from Hunter in the New York Times or New York Post articles. It was pretty clear that he was reading off a teleprompter, and all those questions and answers had been predetermined.
Well, that's another guilt. That's another indication of guilt when they don't even give the guy the chance to answer this. It's an admission that the mainstream media is either implicated in this or they are scared. They're scared to death of this, I think. Let me just mention one other thing. This was in the hands of the FBI. What happened was Hunter Biden had brought this computer to somebody to fix it. I think it was in Philadelphia. I'm not sure. He was a blind guy, okay? And it cost $2,000, and Hunter Biden neglected to pay for it. And in the agreement, if he neglects to pay for it for a certain time, it becomes the property of who? The fixer of the computers. Mm-hmm. And where he brought it first was not to the New York Post. He brought it first to the FBI. They've had this. They've had these emails for about a year. Okay?
And they have dragged their feet.
Nothing with it. So what do you got here? You've got Ray, the FBI director, who is basically obstructing justice and swaying an election. And you've got the same thing with the head of the CIA, Gina Haspel.
Yes.
Obstructing justice.
That swamp conspiracy goes very deep.
There you go. These people are guilty of felonies. All right? It appears to be. I'll be talking with Elon a little later, not sooner, later than you. But I know that's one of your favorite guests on my show, and I know you guys have become friends.
He's a pretty good guy, and he's sharp.
He's a sharp guy, yes. We have to, I have to slap him around a little bit once in a while just to wake him up, But,
well, let Amy do it. It'll work.
She told me once that when he got into a political discussion, she need him. And I says, she's a tiny little thing. He's a big hulk of a guy. And I says, that's a real good visual right there.
Well,
anyways,
she should start giving Lisa lessons.
No. We don't need that. All right, Lisa's good enough on her own.
What kind of lessons do I need?
No, you don't need those.
Come on, JJ. Tell me.
No.
You need to take lessons from Amy, and when Dave gets out of line, you need to knee him.
No, stop that! No, don't hit me! Ow! Damn! What did you tell her, JJ?
Now look, I didn't say where she should need you.
Well, apparently she's taking you to task right now. Stop that!
Well, it's only fair. It's payback for all the evils that you've done in the past.
Stop with that.
How did you know?
Do you know what she told me? She told me the other day, I need more space. So you know what I did? I enrolled her in astronaut school.
Oh, my God. Where are the crickets? Where are the crickets when you need them?
No, there's no crickets there. That's pretty funny. Stop it. All right. What else you got for me under that tinfoil hat?
Two more things. The ferret confirmation hearings, know, those went about as expected. They didn't do a Kavanaugh on her because they couldn't. And what's so interesting to me about this is that the Democrats were screwed no matter which direction they went on those confirmation hearings. If they flat out attacked her, they're going to lose the Catholic vote, they're going to lose the women vote. At the same time, they asked her questions that she could not possibly answer as a jurist. Roe versus Wade. Right. I can't comment on Roe versus Wade. I may have to decide that at some point in the future. I think the lady came out as the smartest person in the room on those hearings, and I was smiling towards the end of it, particularly when she picked up that pad of paper that was absolutely blank and showed them that she was doing all of this from memory. Those folks, I think she blew them away. The vote's going to be October 22nd in the hearings. I think she will pass. No doubt the Dems will do all they can to delay that and obfuscate that, but I don't think they can get away with it. Senate vote the 26th, I believe she's going to become confirmed. And this is a big deal. This is a big deal for our representative republic. Finally get a conservative majority on the bench.
Well, let me
needed that for a long, long time.
Let me just reflect on what I thought this was. I watched this woman sit there with a mask on, listening to this just garbage. It was just
garbage.
Okay?
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, she's listening to this stoically, trying to listen, and when we're all having trouble listening to this repetitive garbage, and she's got a mask on, which is, to my mind, she is losing brain cells from loss of oxygen. Of course, she's got a lot more to spare than these other guys do. So here's my take on it. Hit it.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
This is exactly what I thought of when I was trying to listen to these Democrats repeating themselves. What's with the music? What, are we tuning into Mars or something, or what?
No, it might be something over the phone, maybe. But
okay. Will you stop playing music in the background?
Not on this end.
Okay. All right. What else you got under that tinfoil hat, JJ?
Well, the last piece I've got on this is maybe the biggest, and that's Lebanon and Israel. We talked about it last week some. It looks like they're going to make this official. At least negotiations are going on, and
we'll be talking with the Rabbi in about 10 minutes too. So
say that again, please.
So we'll be talking with Rabbi Moshe in about 10 minutes.
I can hardly wait.
Yeah, me too.
This is a big deal. I in my long life, I never expected to see peace in the Middle East, and there is at least a possibility of that now, and that is earth-shaking.
Three nominations, Nobel Peace Prize nominations for Donald J. Trump. Not a mention of it last night. Not a mention of it in any debates we know of, even the vice presidential debate. Nada. Nothing. Crickets.
I wonder, when Donald J. Trump takes this election and steamrolls it, I wonder if the media is going to change their tune or if they're going to continue in attack mode for another 4 years.
I think we might be seeing a civil war. I think the Dems, a lot of them know. I mean, the FBI agents went out and bought insurance in case they were caught breaking the law, which they knew they were doing. What better admission of guilt can you have than that?
Well, that conspiracy goes deep, and I just think you're going to see a wholesale rejection of the certainly the folks in the Midwest of the mainstream media, I think they're just going to turn it off and say, you folks aren't relevant. You've missed every opportunity to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And chose to do something other. God bless you, Dave. Love your show.
You.
I'll be talking with you next Friday.
God bless you. I'm sorry I talk so much, but I'm very irritated by this.
I can tell you're pretty jacked about this, and good.
Very jacked.
We all ought to be.
Because now everything that I was saying before about, years ago, I was saying this is a conspiracy. It's a cover-up of all the crimes these people did. Years ago I was saying this. And everybody was saying, come on, Weinbaum. Barack Obama involved? Are you crazy? I said, well, it had to be. Either that or he's incompetent, and he's not, he's not incompetent. Well, so then he's involved. He has to know. Anyways, JJ, you have a great weekend, my friend. God bless you.
Thank you, Dave. Good day.
You too. Okay, now we're on. Do we have another? We don't have another caller because
we had somebody try to call in though. I can try to call him.
Yeah,
back.
why don't you call him back? And while we're doing that, that was J.J. Bradshaw, the best opening act a person could ever want for a radio show or a talk show. We got Rabbi Moshe coming on 10 minutes. We've got Cheryl Chumley coming on at 10. Elad Hakim at 10:30, and the fiery Latina Liz Cabrera. See, I can roll my R's. How about that? That was a commercial.
That was pretty impressive right there. Yeah. And we do have a caller on the line.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's me, Adolf.
Adolf is back. Okay, my friend. How are you?
I got my voice back.
Well, wonderful. Who tried to steal it from you?
I can talk again.
Who tried to steal it from you?
The doctor, when they cut my throat open.
My gosh. What, you didn't pay the bill? He cut your throat?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But
you okay now? Are you better?
So we're getting back to normal.
Well, you sound like you're pretty good.
Oh yeah, we're doing okay.
Well, great. Hi to Joanne.
Silly collar on, keep my neck straight.
You got a collar on? Does it have an electrical thing in case you try to escape or something? Because we got that on the dogs at home. We got a fence.
Yeah, I got one of them.
Yeah,
I had 4 discs removed and replaced.
Oh, God. Ouch. Wow. So you're discless. That's wrong.
No, they put those in.
Wait, that's wrong. We should not say that. No. Can we take that out? Discless?
I think it's in there now to stay. So.
Oh, golly. That's just terrible. I apologize to nobody. Anyways,
okay.
Adolf, so what else is new?
Oh, not much. I was thinking about it the other day and about, this racially biased profiling and all that with police.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at a video of a police officer driving down the road, and there's traffic going this way, traffic going that way. And it's starting to get dark. And they said, well, how do you determine who is what when you're profiling? Can you see who is black, white, pink, purple, Chinese, Japanese, female, male? Can you determine any of that driving down the road? No. Then there's no such thing as profiling. This is all just more BS to create distancing and
let me
separating people.
Let me quote Jesse Jackson. He says, when I'm in a black neighborhood in the south side of Chicago, which where he's from, basically, I'm looking behind my back. Okay, it's where the crimes are. I don't care if you're in a white neighborhood, a black neighborhood, a Latino neighborhood. If there are crimes being committed a lot in that neighborhood, if people are getting roughed up. You're a little bit alert, aren't you? Hell, I was in Denver, Colorado doing this show last week.
Somebody speeds by you going down the road. You got to pull somebody over. You didn't look to see what color he was first.
Adolf, I was in Denver, Colorado, Lisa and I, where I drove on there 11 and a half hours straight. 11 and a half hours straight. Oh, my God.
It gets longer every
torture.
time you tell that story, too.
No, it was 11. You did 2 hours. I did 11 and a half. You did 5 hours on the way home. I got to give you that.
Wow. Isn't that great?
Oh, my God.
That is terrific.
Wasn't it a great trip, though, honey? We bonded there.
This is for the missus.
Yeah.
Did you know how women get these really nice leather dresses and purses and all this
golly.
stuff.
Are you getting kinky on me here?
So he doesn't know about
the women
those.
put it on, and the man's heartbeat just starts going up, and his throat gets dry, and it's weak in the knees, and he begins to think irrationally. You ever wonder why that happens?
Why?
No, it's because it smells like a new golf bag.
Oh, downtown. You know what this is getting to? I got to tell you this one because I own Melrose Asphalt Company, plug, and we paved a strip joint, Big Louie's parking lot, and they paid me $50,000 in ones, folded lengthwise. Do you believe that? Folded lengthwise. There you go. What else you got for me?
Well, you have a great one.
All right. I'm glad you're better, and hi to Joanne, okay?
You betcha.
All right, my friend. Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, like I say, we got the Rabbi coming on. We've already done a couple of bits, and maybe I don't know if I want to do these clips yet. I wonder if Liz has heard these. So let's do the ACB thing from Joe Concha, a person that I have had not a great relationship with, but we have communicated. And but still, when somebody says something right, I don't care who they are, even if they're Sebastian Gorka, I will play it. So hit it on number 5, if you don't mind.
Multiple notebooks and notes and books and things like that in front of us. Can you hold up what you've been referring to in answering our questions? Is there anything on it?
That letterhead that says United States Senate.
That's impressive.
That's a former Judge Starkin. An impressive moment indeed, Judge Barrett revealing during her roughly 11 hours of testimony, she was doing it all along without any notes.
I love her smile. She was proud of herself, as she should be.
All right, join us right now, media reporter for The Hill, Joe Concha. She is a law professor. She doesn't need to have notes about the law because she knows it backwards and forwards because that's what she teaches kids.
And you look at the last 4 confirmation hearings, Steve, whether it's Kagan, Sotomayor under Obama, or Gorsuch, or Kavanaugh under President Trump, all had notes for ACB to not have notes in these situations. Just shows it was so refreshing. You know, my wife isn't into politics all that much, but she watched for a little bit, and she's like, wow, this is like watching an adult among children. And
there you go. That was Joe Concha on ACB, and it was like watching an adult in a kindergarten room, you know, and she couldn't really, she should have sent them all on detention or something.
Yeah, and if everybody, I wish they could see the visual of it too, because she just very casually holds that notepad up. There's nothing on it.
Nothing on it.
Just like
no
I
notes.
don't need anything. I got it.
And these Democrats, they are all reading from a script. She's doing this all Acapulco, or whatever that means. Acapulco?
Acapella?
Yeah, that too. And she was speaking Spanish while she was doing it, like she was from Acapulco. And so it was amazing the amount of idiocy she had to sit through, and she did it with nothing. When she did have to respond, she did it from her own memory.
Yep.
Okay, and now we all have destroyed too many brain cells to do that, I believe.
I mean, I've got notes here for the show, so I know what's going on.
I mean, look at me. I got notes all over the place here, you know?
It just proves how much she knows the law because she doesn't have to have anything. It's all right here. She's got it. I mean,
she's got it, you know, and sadly, we don't.
I would just put it this way. What else could you want from a Supreme Court nominee? I don't think anything else.
Everybody knows she's qualified. Now, are they going to try a Kavanaugh thing at this point? It's possible, but I can't see it. I really cannot see it. I mean, it's and then they're talking about stacking the courts. That is a major revolution in the coming. Let me tell you what that does.
If Trump had talked about doing that, how much of an outcry would there have been for that?
Oh, my God. There's an outcry for just normal stuff he says.
Well, shoot, he just walks wrong, and they're all over him.
Oh, well, he walks right, and they're all over him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's more like it.
He's got he had the virus. He had the COVID-19. So did his son, and so did Melania and a couple of other staff members. Oh, my God. They were all over this guy. All over this guy. Well, I just found out. Who has corona?
Isn't it somebody named Harris or something?
Harris's staffers. And she might have it, too. I'm not sure who this is, but just in case he says shalom instead of hello, I think we should play his song.
Okay. Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Okay, second most powerful in Israel and his own home, according to his wife Yonit. This man, when he can, he travels the world aligning Christians and Jews and now even Muslims. Future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course, Casino, and Spa, and the official rabbi to Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. And he's calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. Is that right? Is that where you're at now?
I am, that's right. I'm looking out my window, and I can see Bethlehem just out my window.
Well, I'm looking to my right, and I see my lovely wife carrying a whip. So it's terrible. I don't know where she got this. Oh, ow, stop it. You just got to stop that during the show. Later on, we'll talk later. Ow, that hurts. So, Rabbi, the IDF goes into Syria and blows up 2 Syrian army posts. What's that about?
Yeah, there is a border Israel has on the Golan Heights of Syria, and there is it's supposed to be a demilitarized zone. There's a buffer zone between Israel and Syria encroached and put 2 military, outposts there, bases, small ones, and Israel went in and just blew them up to protect our territory.
There you go. And this is what Assad is demanding in trade of peace that Israel give back the Golan Heights, where they staged all the attacks on Israel.
Yeah, which of course is never going to happen.
Right.
But
well, he's still talking about a peace, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we reported a couple of weeks ago that there was a report out of a newspaper in England, and actually an Arab language newspaper, that Israel was secretly in negotiations with Assad in Syria in some sort of peace treaty.
Okay,
which wouldn't surprise me.
Well, this is something special that now is. Imagine that we're having a pandemic of peace in the Middle East. Yeah, it even rhymes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A pandemic of
peace
in the Middle East.
That's good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And how's the Lebanon deal coming? I haven't heard anything about that in the last couple of weeks.
It's actually been in the papers here.
Okay,
it's been in the papers here that there's a lot of enthusiasm coming out of Lebanon. There's a lot from the ground up. Wanting the government there to acknowledge, to recognize, to normalize, with Israel.
It's pretty obvious they hate Hezbollah in Lebanon. They hate them.
Yeah.
With a
they
passion.
Destroyed the country, the Hezbollah.
They destroyed the Christian population for sure. There.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
They've completely obliterated the Christian population there. They hold everybody hostage, basically. And the government of Lebanon just became a puppet for the Hezbollah terrorists. And now, once I think the tipping point, Dave, of course, was when that huge explosion at the port, when everybody knew it was Hezbollah's fault.
Yeah.
And things are changing.
Well, that's when I said,
things are changing everywhere.
That's when I said, "Wow, what an opportunity here for Israel to make peace." So
Saudi Arabia, I mean, this week was...
and Saudi Arabia is being pushed into this by Pompeo. They're being pushed into the Accords.
Now,
that's probably going to happen.
I do a weekly news summary, that I send out by email, and I reported this week that there was a poll. It's incredible. Something like 77% of Saudi Arabians view Israel, I think, favorably. Like that.
That's amazing.
Which is that's extraordinary.
We're talking of about 1,000 years of hatred.
Right, and Saudi Arabia, the government has been promoting like pro-Israel material on the airwaves, and it's just incredible.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna come around, Saudi Arabia.
Now, Israel also announced it's going to start building about 3,200 new homes in Judea and Samaria. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I did hear that, and of course the Palestinian Authority is not happy with that. But this is there's no reason we shouldn't be building here.
Right.
I mean, can you imagine?
Why is it named Judea?
If there was a state,
if it's a Palestinian, if the Palestinians are claiming it, why is it named Judea?
Exactly. I mean, and let's say for a second it was a Palestinian state, and they said, okay, Jews are not allowed here. Jews can't build. I mean, that's what the Nazis said.
Right.
I mean, can you imagine in the United States them saying, okay, no black people can build in the state of Missouri, or no Jewish people, or no Hispanic people, or no Chinese? I mean, it's totally racist.
Yeah.
How can they complain and say, okay, we're going to have a state and we're going to make it a Jew-free state?
There you go.
Let's
do
and
that.
The world doesn't care. They don't say a word.
Some of the deals that former Israeli governments made were like that. Deals that they didn't have to make. And they got suckered into these deals. That's why you still have this claim on Jerusalem, per se.
Yeah.
So
you know what, Dave?
Yes.
It's an old 2,000-year-old Jewish mentality from when the temple was destroyed. We were kicked around, and Jews got used to being the end of the boot. And now Jews, there are a lot of people, especially here in Israel, because it's our own country. We don't have to look over our shoulders, and we're saying, you know what? The buck stops here. It's enough, and we're gonna do what's good for us, and we're not gonna give in to the anti-Semitism, and we're not going to give in to the anti-Israel hatred. We're not going to give in anymore. We're going to stand up for what's right and what's legitimately ours.
That's a great segue to my next topic. 2 words on big tech's war on Jews. And here's the end of the boot. Laura Loomer. Your thoughts?
Well, I didn't hear the first part. I got broken up a little bit. What was the quote you said?
2 words on big tech's war on Jews. Laura Loomer. She's the end of the boot.
I mean, it started, she really brought attention to big tech when she changed herself to Twitter. But, I mean, look what happened this week. It's insane. Where the New York Post, which is a legitimate newspaper, reported a story, and Twitter and Facebook colluded, and they don't allow the story to go viral. And not only that, last night was it ABC or NBC that Biden was on, and nobody even asked him about it.
Yeah, he was on
not
ABC
about it.
with Stephanopoulos, and Trump was on NBC with I think her name is
Donald Trump.
Savannah Guthrie.
Yeah, Samantha Guthrie, right? And she was just ripping them apart. And they didn't even ask Joe about the New York Post story. I mean, it was and Hunter Biden's lawyer will not deny the emails that implicate not only Hunter, but the big guy, as we probably would understand to be Joe, getting at least $10 million. Okay, out of the China deal, I believe.
It's ridiculous. So basically, what you have here, Dave, I don't know if you realize this. They accused Trump of Russia, and that came from Hillary, right? And they accused Trump of quid pro quo, and that was actually Joe Biden. So everything they accused him of is exactly what they did.
And you did not listen to my monologue, did you? JP, you wanted to comment?
Well, it's just like that game as a kid that you play. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever bounces off of me sticks to you.
Yeah,
trying to do the same thing there.
Exactly. And that was the pretense of my whole monologue, or the conclusion of it is that this has always been one big projection of the crimes they were committing or had committed to the Trump campaign and then his presidency. It's the same things they did. And there's
they
proof.
see that the best defense is a good offense.
Well, yeah.
Just attack Trump and he won't.
Well, I think it's kind of like I can see the end of the road here. And you can't elect Joe Biden. You know why? He couldn't pass the security clearance now. That's why.
Yeah.
Even if he got elected, he wouldn't remember 5 minutes later.
Yeah, that would be
because he's running for Senate.
Right.
Yeah, Biden
good
for
point.
Senate.
He wouldn't remember.
Oh, my little wifey came up with a great point right there. Huh?
Did you see what Donald Trump put on Instagram? Biden for resident. Did you see that?
Biden for what? Residents?
Donald Trump posted. I got to send it to you, Dave. Go look at Instagram. It's like a few days.
Yeah.
There's a picture. It says Biden for resident, and you see an old age home, and you see Biden. They photoshopped his face onto a guy sitting in a wheelchair.
Oh, that's good. That's rich. That's rich.
So it's what makes it funny is that Trump posted it. It's not like some meme that someone made up.
So what was it? About a month ago, you took a hike with some of your kids and that in the middle of the night in the Negev desert. Well, now
there's 25 kilometers,
and now there's a they got jackals and hyenas there, right?
Yeah.
There, what it said. I read this story. It says there's a major breakout in rabbis there. Can you explain this?
There's a major breakout of rabbis.
Yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, rabies. I'm sorry. It was rabies. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. No, there actually was a story in this regard. It was rabies, not rabbis. Maybe with rabbis with rabies, because the jackals are biting people out there. There was a story about this. You didn't read about it?
No, I did not read
Well, it's out there in the Israeli press. Why don't you read the Israeli press once in a while? All right. Anyways, so Orthodox Jews are for Trump. Who knew?
Yeah. What's also interesting, about 70% of Israeli Jews are voting for Trump.
Yeah.
And 70% of American Jews are voting for Biden.
Yeah. Well, I'm beginning to wonder. I think there's some inroads there because of the rote anti-Semitism. I mean, it might be going down to 60, 50%. I don't know. I mean, it's not going to be more than it was for Obama, and God knows he was. By the end of his first term, you had to know he was anti-Semitic. Right. I would say.
Right. Look, you're voting for Biden. You're voting for a guy who's weak, who's wants to go back to giving the Palestinians money. He's a guy who wants to go back to bringing the Palestinian, their offices reopen in Washington. He's a guy with very left-wing liberal. He's catering to the hard left, and he's probably not even going to last in office because of his. I think he's got dementia. And then you're voting on top of that. It includes the whole Democratic Party, people like AOC and Ilhan Omar. How can any Jewish voter vote?
You're
for
voting
Biden
to have your taxes raised, including middle class. Yeah. If they repeal Trump's tax cuts, that includes the middle class. There's no getting around it.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris couldn't answer that question. Okay, well, that means you're going to cut all the middle class taxes. $2,000-3,000 a year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute?
They should go to my website, IsraelAlliance.org. IsraelAlliance.org, and we'd love to hear from you.
JP wants.
I got something here I got to share with you, Rabbi. Since you brought up that page that Trump had, cropping Biden onto that. So, of course, President Trump's website is donaldjtrump.com, right? But if you put / and put any kind of words, letters, or text behind it, and you hit enter, then it comes up to this page with Joe Biden with his open mouth, and it says, "It appears you are as lost as I am." And it's just creative excellence, in my opinion.
JP, go look up Instagram right now. Go find that.
Right. Everybody go look at it. Where is it on Instagram? It's on Instagram. Oh, okay.
Instagram, at the real Donald Trump.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
It's
Joe Biden for resident.
Hey, Rabbi,
all right, guys.
I used to live in a gated community. I don't know if you know this or not, but they let me out for good behavior. Ladies and gentlemen,
I doubt it.
Rabbi Moshe Rothchild calling all the way from my friend Israel.
Shabbat
shalom, my friend. How do you eat the shit around?
Bye, everyone.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, well, I asked.
If you had good behavior, we wouldn't need the whip.
Okay. No, honey. Ow! God, stop it. Stop it. Jeez, oh man! Every time I look down, it says, "You got to stop this. This is wrong."
You need to keep your head up.
Keep my head up. I'm looking at stuff. I'm not Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett that I can just memorize all this stuff. That's amazing. I just find that to be amazing.
It's got to say, Lisa, what strong wrist you have there for that whip action.
Yeah,
I've been practicing.
Ow! Oh! Now I hurt my neck. Ow! I hurt my neck. That hurts. Okay,
That's
this is major abuse. Now you talk about elderly abuse on this show, which is Joe Biden. You're hearing it right here, folks. I have witnesses all over the world that you are abusing me. Ow, that hurts.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit! Stop it.
Guess what I'm going to be for Halloween?
Okay, so. So again, did anybody hear? By the way, the phone number. We haven't even said the phone number yet, have we?
I don't think so.
The phone number is 573-578-2700. That's 2700 in case you're in Branson. Okay, now, speaking of Doolittle, which I didn't, but Chester, if you're down there, can you hear the show? If we can have a little call from Chester.
We are getting comments on Facebook saying the audio quality is really good. So.
Oh, great. Do you got any questions from Facebook or anything?
Not yet.
We got a ton of them last week in Denver. So, huh?
We did, but we spent a large amount of time talking about succotash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was fun, yeah. And I don't want to go back there again. What is a tash and why do we suck at it? Anyways, forget about it.
Good idea.
Dueling town halls between Biden on ABC and his babysitter, Stephanopoulos. So that was interesting. And NBC, Samantha Guthrie, and she would hardly let Trump talk. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Chester. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chester from north of Doolittle.
What a guess. Now, I am not looking at my phone. I can't even see where my phone is right
now.
now.
You are coming in loud and clear.
Okay, that's great.
We're streaming on your off your website, off your commentary page there. What do you call it? Sparker or Spriker, whatever.
Speaker, yeah.
Spreaker?
Yep.
Okay, good. So that's great. Anything else you want to submit?
Oh, one little comment when you actually two comments. When you were talking to the rabbi.
Yeah.
The reason it's called Judea is because that was the Roman name for the region, for the province.
Okay.
Since then.
What do you think that referred to? Judea.
No, I know what it referred to, but I'm saying that's why the name has remained there, for so long. The Jews were there when the Romans conquered it, and that's what they called it. So just it's been there forever.
Well, see that this tears apart the thing that claims that the Jews were all from Europe and invaded this area and took it from the Palestinians.
Oh no, I know that. Yeah,
you see,
I'm just saying
that's
your question was why is it called Judea? Because it's an ancient Roman name, even.
Right. So
and that was merely what they called it because that's what it was called when they conquered it because it was much older.
So thousands of years ago.
Another thing when you were quoting what's his name? Oh darn. Jesse Jackson from Chicago.
Yes.
You forgot the rest of his.
Go ahead and tell it too, because I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, when he said very clearly at the time that when he would be followed, he'd turn back, and when he'd see that it was white guys, he was relieved. Yeah. He said that.
No, I thought he also said something about when he worked in a restaurant.
Well, that may be.
On occasion, he would do things to the food, to white people.
I never heard that.
Yeah, well, look it up.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
He very clearly that was now. What he was talking about was the need to try to resolve the problems of the black family. Yeah. That's where he was going at that time. Again, it's the same argument that we keep hearing all the time, except now we've gone to the point where it doesn't matter anymore because the Democrats have gone so insane. They're using any excuse to cause problems. So right now, it used to be that if a cop shot someone, the screaming was, well, the guy wasn't armed.
Yeah.
That was the lie with out there in Ferguson. He was unarmed. He was just walking along. Well, no, he attacked the cop.
Oh, yeah.
And he was
trying to steal his gun.
But what's happened is it's gotten to the point where now even when the cops go after an armed assailant, or even the guy shoots at the cop, there will still be a riot simply because, the guy was, he was a minority, and therefore we have to riot and black that. It's total insanity, and this is all driven by the Democrat Party.
Right, and the person who the black guy gets to be a role model. He gets to be a hero.
Exactly.
They name streets
because
after him.
Everybody's falling in behind because it's the politics of and it applies to many. It's not just blacks; it's any minority. I remember seeing this growing up in Chicago, in a different neighborhood. Yeah. Police would show up for something. There's a fight going on. People call police. The police show up. All of a sudden, everybody in the neighborhood is coming out there and is throwing abuse at the police because, those are our people. Like, whoa. These guys are criminal thugs. They just shot somebody or they're broken windows or something like that. But now all of a sudden everybody rallies around the police, against the police.
Sure.
This is not a good way to run a civilized social society.
All right, my friend. Martha, okay?
Of course.
All right. Well, thank you for
Martha's
being sort of, like the official engineer of the Dave Weinbaum Show. Because I test the sound on you as
no, I'm not the engineer. I merely call in and say you're coming through.
All right, well thank
you. Your engineer is the guy out there flipping the switches.
But you're smart, and
I worked 16 years at the engineer school. I ain't no engineer.
Well, you're not a very good deliverer of English either. I ain't no engineer. All right, well, thank you very much, Chester.
I lived in the Ozarks all that time too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're also from Chicago, like me. Okay. All right, thanks a lot, my friend. You have a great weekend. Bye-bye. All right, that was I try to honor the guy with being an engineer on the show. An engineer listens to sound, doesn't he? And checks the sound. That's what you did all morning and yesterday. And we work on this stuff. We try to make it a really good program, and so far so good. If you stop the damn whipping of me. I mean, that's just horrible. Ow! Come on! Stop it. Okay, I can't believe we've gone down to this level. By the way, save the whip for later if you want. Okay?
Are you suggesting something?
I'm not suggesting anything. I don't know. I might like it later. But I have other things to do right now. I have a show to do.
Don't make me hit the explicit content tag.
No, no.
This should be PG rated or something like that.
I don't think so.
Maybe
we're at least TV or Radio 14 or Facebook.
It's a podcast. I mean, I love this show. How can you not like this show? This is fun. It's got some good politics in it. You got to laugh once in a while, right? I mean, come on.
I'm going to see if I can post it, but Rabbi Moshe sent me that photo that they photoshopped with Biden in there in a nursing home. It says Biden for president. I'm going to see if I can post that on the show page here somehow.
Post it on the show page and send it to Lisa so she can post it on my site. All right? Yep. That's DaveWeinbaum.net in case you're wondering. We got Cheryl Chumley coming up next. But the phones are still open, 573-578-2700. That's 2700 if you're from Branson. And we have a former CEO of Twitter. He says that dissenters with the left will be lined up against the wall and shot. And he'll provide the pictures. Now, he took this down. I don't have the guy's name. You could probably look it up. Former CAO. He had it as a tweet, and he took it down himself. But this is how some of them are thinking. We were in Denver last week, where I drove 11 and a half hours. Denver, Colorado, in a hotel room. I was there for a McDonald's meeting, and my son brought and built a whole studio in just a couple hours, like he built this studio. And the sound was great. Everything was terrific. But like right after the show, I don't know whether it was Saturday or that Friday, that same Friday we did it, all of a sudden the news goes off that a Trump supporter was shot and killed 2 blocks from where we were. 2 blocks. They were having some kind of demonstrations, and it was a deal where allegedly one of the liberal TV stations in Denver hired a licensed security guy. And you could see this guy, another guy, spraying stuff on the security guy and him shooting this Trump supporter. Come to find out the guy has no security license. He's got no license as a security guard, okay? And that he was constantly, he was in Occupy Denver. So he was one of these guys out there who wasn't Antifa, yet he was aligned with the far left in these groups and made a habit of going out there provoking Trump supporters. So I had to think twice about my backward MAGA hat when I went out, but I still went out with it, didn't I, honey?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I didn't want a hat.
Sometimes didn't wear it.
Right.
When it wasn't prudent.
Well, yeah, I guess. I just tried to make myself braver than I am, but what the hell? I've been called out. I understand.
I can't defend you all the time, honey.
Oh, God knows I need it too. So, but God.
Maybe we'll just take the whip.
I think your tongue whipping is a lot worse than that. Jesus, wait a minute. That's not even.
Oh,
we can't say
just
that.
Stop right there.
We can't say that.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh! All right, Supreme Court. Biden and Harris won't answer stacking the court. Now, stacking the court is not what the Democrats say. They claim the stacking the court is that Trump has all these judges and all these Supreme Court judges, 3 of them, which is like close to a record in a first term of any president. That's not stacking the court. That's his constitutional duty. That's what he's supposed to do as a president. Replace dead Supreme Court justices. That's what he's supposed to do.
I saw a clip the other day that somebody put together, and it was back whenever Obama was getting ready to go out in 2016. He was in the final months of his presidency,
right.
And everybody come out, including Harris, everybody, Hillary. Oh, it's his duty, not just his right, his duty to elect a new Supreme Court justice before he's out of office. Now Trump's trying to do it, and they're saying he can't.
Well, yeah, and there were a lot of Republicans back there who also said that he couldn't either.
Right.
So I think including Lindsey Graham, and they were wrong.
Yeah.
That 100%. Is his duty. He did his duty. The problem is he didn't have the Senate. See, that's where the checks and balances come in. If Trump didn't have the Senate, he wouldn't be able to confirm judges this readily. In the old days now, which is what Graham alluded to, he voted for people like Ginsburg. He voted for another one, Hagen. All right, and there's Elaine. I can't remember her name. And the Latino gal, I can't remember her name either. You can call the show and remind me, I don't have a mind like Amy Barrett. Let's put it that way. So I don't remember all this. But I know that he voted for them, and they were overwhelmingly voted for, even though the Republicans were in the minority.
Yep.
Okay? So
And that's a point that we got to keep a focus on, too, with this election. It's not just the presidency. We need to get both houses of Congress as well, because Congress is just as pivotal as the presidency, because they're going to either work with the president or work against him.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Okay, let's, I don't know if, well, let me see what I got here.
Yeah, our caller hasn't called just yet, so we...
Yeah.
Oh, wait. As I say that.
There she is. Okay, good. Well, she's always on time because she's a professional. Let me tell you something about her. But before that, I think we should play her song.
We are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting to
the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. I could go on all day about this woman, but we are limited in time, and she's probably pretty busy herself. Ladies and gentlemen, Washington Times online editor, author, speaker, motorcycling poster, Novak journalism fellow, and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome Cheryl Chumley. Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
I think we're having phone issues because it keeps trying to drop, so
I'll
have to see if she calls back again.
All right. Okay. Make sure that thing is in there real good. Every once in a while, it gets the nub does not work. Okay. Now next week we're gonna have I think 3 lines, so that should work. I hope. Are you calling her back?
Yep, I'm calling her.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, this is Cheryl.
Hi, Pizza Hut.
Hey,
did you have a pizza
trying to call in.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know. Somehow we got, it went off. I mean, you've been watching all this stuff on Zoom on these television programs. It's a complete disaster most of the time. Isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
Well, anyways, I don't know if you heard the song. I did announce you, and I just hate the fact that you might not have heard it.
No, it was nothing. I called and I heard nothing.
I don't like to suck up for nothing here. I don't like to do that. Anyways, Cheryl, can you give me a short description of what you found out on as a motorcycling poster?
Yeah. I went through 14 states in 14 days. Taking my motorcycle, not through all of it. When the weather was poorly, I drove in the truck, but through a good portion of it. And what I found was that it's interesting. First off, when you get outside the main cities, the Trump signs to Biden signs are about 20 or 30 to 1. There is way more enthusiasm for Trump outside the blue strongholds of the major cities. And second off, there are actually Democrats, leftists in America that you can still have a conversation with that still say that they love their country. As a matter of fact, one of the stories I just got posted today was with a West Virginia mayor who is a Democrat who openly embraces capitalism. He admits to being a capitalist first, which, these are optimistic things that if you listen to the mainstream media and digest your news through cable 24/7, you would never know.
So if he believes in capitalism, why is he still a Democrat?
Yeah, I know. He's actually cut taxes during this pandemic. He did away with business taxes in his community of Huntington because he was putting the citizens first, and he wanted them to be able to maintain their businesses instead of crying for handouts from the federal government.
Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
So is he going to vote for Biden?
Well, I didn't ask him that, but I would assume since he's a Democrat, he will. But
I wonder how many Democrats
thing that baffles, right?
I mean, did you find any Christians anywhere that were saying, you know what, we can't elect this guy. We got to go with Trump?
Well, a lot of the Christians that I meet with all say that. I mean, there are a lot of Christians. There was a pastor out in Kentucky who basically said that a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for Marxism. And, it's funny how the left takes the language and skews it to their own advantage, because as soon as he said that, and I put it on my Twitter feed, all the leftist loonies came out and said, Joe Biden's not a Marxist. Well, if you listen to what this guy actually said, he didn't call Joe Biden a Marxist. He said that a vote for Biden is a vote for Marxism, which it is.
It is.
Yep. So it's, it's an interesting world out there once you get outside the Beltway.
So you also found out that Christians in mid-America, they have guns. Oh, my.
Yes.
Who knew?
And the argument is, though, that
That's
Christianity and gun ownership are one and the same. In other words, Jesus would approve of gun ownership. And this is another lie that this is something else that the left wants to deceive upon and say, well, Jesus was a peacemaker. He wouldn't own a gun.
Oh, really?
I don't think he needed one, though. He kind of took care of business. He took care of business on his own. He didn't need one.
Well, yeah, he didn't need one.
Let me not get into a theatrical war here with all these Christians around me, because JP here is he is the son of the official pastor to the Dave Weinbaum show, Pastor Pat. And,
no kidding.
No kidding. Yeah. That's where I met the rabbi. I met Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. In that church. Now, I'm not a member of that church, but I've become a close friend to them, and I actually speak at the church on occasion.
Well, that is awesome, and that's quite an honor, isn't it?
It's a hell of an honor.
Yeah,
and I really appreciate it. And they're not trying to convert me. It's like we got this whole deal going on in America, at least we did before the pandemic, of this rabbi traveling to the United States and talking to not just synagogues but churches. We even did an entirely black church in East St. Louis. Me, him, and the pastor, where he was given the whole stage, and it was amazing. In fact, there's an article you might be considering is the reach out of this rabbi to the United States. He's got tons of followers all over the states now.
That's awesome. And you know what makes it awesome is that it's not just preaching to the choir, right? I mean, I get so, wearied with Republicans just preaching to Republican audiences. And then, of course, the Republican audiences clap and cheer. What good is that, though, right? We really need to do a good job in America of reaching out to those people who are on the fence about things. And I love that. I love that idea.
Well, look at the Abraham Accords. We're making peace in Israel with people that have hated us for thousands of years.
It's awesome,
okay,
isn't it?
We're talking
it
about
really is.
Muslims now. Where's the reach out to Muslims? And 70%, the rabbi was just on the phone, over 77% of the Saudi Arabian population has a positive take on Jews in Israel.
That's great.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and not to draw it back to politics, but you have to give some credit to the White House right now, because they've been so pro-Israel that they've opened the doors for communications that just weren't able to go forward under the previous administration, under the previous administrations, plural.
Tell that to the mainstream media. There's been no mention of it there, or hardly any mention, and there's been zero questions or by any of the moderators in any of these town halls and or debates. Zero.
Yes.
How can you do that? This is 3 Nobel Prize nominations for the Trump administration, and there's more coming online. Pretty soon you're going to have the Palestinians come online, and maybe even Iran. I mean, it's incredible. Anyways, what about the Nashville Tea Party? What happened there?
Oh, the National Tea Party? It's funny because I met with a woman in Tennessee, Nashville, who is on the board of the Tea Party there, and they are active and thriving. We haven't heard much from Tea Parties in recent times. There is a little bit. I get across my email table press release from Tea Party members from time to time, but you just don't have that swell, that movement that it used to be. And when I went to Nashville, though, the Tea Party there is huge. I mean, they have like 200,000 and more likes on Facebook. They were just booted off of LinkedIn because I guess their influence there had gotten too great for the leftist censors on LinkedIn to handle. But they're active and they're watching and they're out there and about, and that's another note of optimism.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where the headquarters now is of the region is for McDonald's, where I go to have meetings, or used to go to have meetings when they were having meetings. Yeah, so and it's a country. I mean, it's a country music town, mostly conservative. I mean, that's what it is. It might be show business, but it's a conservative show business there. So I get that there. And meanwhile, down in Florida, how dare Florida Governor DeSantis rub his nose? And are you sitting down? Cheryl, are you sitting down?
I am sitting down.
Right. He was maskless. Okay, what? How dare you? I'm just so upset.
Is this where we're at in the media? That, not only are we reporting on politicians, at least the conservative ones, who go about without a mask in places of, public gathering, but now we're reporting on politicians who rub their noses. I mean, it's ridiculous. This was an actual story posted on Media. And when I read it, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is America journalism.
They are not kidding. Okay, they're not kidding.
Are you serious, Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the CDC is now trying to shut down Thanksgiving. What's next?
I know.
Christmas, Hanukkah?
Yeah, and Fauci coming in a day later with the same sort of messaging. First Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, then New Year's, and, all the major holidays. And once again, we'll circle right back to Easter, because if you remember, because of the coronavirus, Easter for Christians, our major holiday, shut down. And, we're only a few months away from that happening again. Remember, go way back to the beginning, and this was about flattening the curve.
Right.
Okay, we have flattened the curve again and again, and yet some politicians show no sign of letting up. And more than that, more egregiously than that, some medical bureaucrats who aren't even elected or accountable to the people show no sign of letting up.
Right. And, reflect on the president actually having they're blaming this gathering when he announced the nomination of Judge Barrett to a crowd, and they're claiming that a lot of the people got infected there, including the president. Now, he got it, and he's recovered. His wife got it. She's recovered. His son got it. Barron, he's recovered. What is this a negative message or a positive message?
Well, here's the message that I just want harped on. Positive cases mean nothing. Because you test positive for the coronavirus, that's a meaningless figure. Who cares? The only thing we care about really are if you get sick and you recover. Those are the things that matter versus those who get sick and die. Those percentages is what matters, because if we care about you test positive for this virus, then why wouldn't we care whether you test positive for the flu every time flu season rolls around?
Sure.
Or for this disease, or for that virus. Like, pretty soon we are going to have everybody in America afraid of going outside their home without wearing full body gear, head to toe.
What do you mean
because
pretty
they may
soon?
test
It's
positive
happened.
for something.
It's happened, Cheryl. I mean, people are scared to death to go outside.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Let's stop it. And President Trump is finally messaging, in my opinion, the right type of rhetoric we in America need to hear. Quit fearing, go out and about, wear a mask if you must, if you want to, but let's not be mandatory about these things.
Right. So now we're down to this. I mean, it's about time you came up with some predictions. First of all, the House, what are you moaning about? My wife said, House and Senate. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the House and Senate are going to stay the same politically.
Okay.
I haven't looked at individual races, but I just have a sense that
You
the
really
House
think-
is going to stay Democrat and Senate Republican.
All right. And what about President?
I think President Trump is on a surefire path to re-election. My only caveat there is how the mail-in balloting fiascos are going, because the Democrats long ago set in place lawyers to contest the election, and the Republicans, of course, set up their own attorneys now to fight back on the Democrat legal overreach of the election. So that's my only caveat. If this was a straight down the road, honest, upfront election, I would say President Trump is on a sure path to re-election.
I get the same feeling, and it's so redundant with the 2016 election, where we both called it, you first, obviously, and I'll never forget that kind of pain when you outguessed me. You beat me to it. I still live with that, and I will live with that for the rest of my life. But you were right, and I was right eventually. All right? You're smarter than I am. Are you happy now? I admitted it. Okay. So we agree now that President Trump is going to win, despite the polls that say he's not going to win. I think if you base these polls that they have right now on the polls in 2016, and how many the Democrats all voted early. So what? Was there a lot of Republicans voting for Biden? I don't think so. So I mean, it's just a matter
military vote too. That's sizable.
Yeah, and on the day of the election, they're going to be all spent, and you're going to see the Republicans and the Christians come in and nail it. I think. Mm-hmm. I think it's not even going to be close. One other thing: the Hunter Biden computer and the New York, not the Times, but the New York Post.
New York Post.
Do you have any comments on that?
Well, I will say that, we have to use the word alleged still, because it's not proven. But to me, it's obvious that not just Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, right? Not just the fact that there are people in overseas positions who would want to use Hunter Biden to gain influence with Joe Biden. But isn't this the way politics works, right? That's why we have people who leave White House administrations, go on and work on K Street, and lobby. That's why we have overseas people trying to meet with elected officials in America. It's all about influence and wielding influence and buying influence. So this is not really a surprise to me. It's great, though, if we finally have it in proof positive print. That kind of shuts down the whole Democrat line of argument that Joe Biden is above corruption and Joe Biden cannot lie. But I think common sense speaking, we all know this goes on all the time, and it would be more of a surprise to me if it were proven that Hunter Biden was not influenced by overseas sources who wanted to gain access to his father.
Well, it would sure explain a lot about our dealings with China and Ukraine. But they have this in email. I've seen pictures of the email that actually makes the split on who gets what. And there's one slot that says the big guy, $10 million. Now who could that be? The big guy? I wonder. Could it be?
I wonder.
It's either a Joe or it's Barack Obama. I would guess it's Joe. But your point is well taken that it isn't exactly set yet. But we did see the emails, and Hunter Biden's lawyer is not disputing these emails.
Yeah, that's significant.
That's incredible.
That is significant.
Okay.
It's almost as if he wants to make sure before he disputes that he actually has something to dispute.
Yeah, or how he's going to dispute it,
Right.
Anyways, this has been very interesting, but as you know, you're busy, and I'm not. And so we're going to get you back to work because you got, hopefully you're not doing any more restaurant postings, but that's all right. We're surviving.
No. I'm sorry you got sucked into that, but
what do you mean? I listen. I couldn't agree with you. How? Oh my God. Anyways, this went right up to the top, and I pretty much got ignored about it. And so what are you going to do? And then they laid off of it. I don't know if he backed off or not, but we never did that. Never.
Yeah. There are probably more franchise owners like you out there than were on board with the executive.
Well, that was
wanting to arrest people for not wearing masks.
That was just
ridiculous.
stupid, and he knows it, I think. I hope he knows it.
I hope.
And I'm sure he saw the article, okay, because I got it sent up to the office. That's Chris. Anyways, people probably don't even know what we're talking about, but that's fine. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, Cheryl, where can people find you?
At CherylChumley.com, or, of course, on Washington Times.
Hey, Cheryl, did you hear about the swinging mushroom grower? Yeah, he was a fun guy. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, come on. She's laughing. Oh, well, she's groaning too. Cheryl, thank you so much for being a star again on the Dave Weinbaum Show. And don't take 2 weeks off. 1 week is good enough. Okay, come on. I need you on the show.
You're right, Dave.
These people need to hear you out here, okay? They're not all as smart as you. I admit I'm not as smart as you, so think about that, okay? I mean, we need you on this show. We want you on that wall. I mean, the show. Anyways, thank you so much, Cheryl. You have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too. Bye now.
Yeah, and applause, too. You never get that on the other station. All right. That was great. Isn't she great?
Yeah, she's great. I keep hearing this vacuum noise. Do you hear that? It's like a sucking noise.
Are you trying to say the show sucks?
No, I'm trying to say you're kissing up to everybody.
Well, okay, but it's not just. There's Joe Concha on TV, by the way. We had a real harsh exchange about Laura Loomer when they weren't giving her any credit for the stories, and okay, maybe the guy. I like to think I can influence people like that because he's not really doing his job. All right, when he's not criticizing. Now he's criticizing the Steve Scully guy who was supposed to monitor a debate last night. And after the kerfuffle with the moderators, not the moderators, but the panel of these people who were supposed to moderate the debates, Trump dropped the debate. Yep. Yeah, like the morning after the Pence debate with Kamala Harris, where he kicked her ass. Yep. Sorry, I can't think of anything else to say. He kicked her, took us. And, that morning, without any warning, all of a sudden Trump's supposed to be in this, this isolated room somewhere, maybe the White House, who knows, and not have a debate in person, not even social distancing. And these schmucks decided. And he says, I'm not doing that. And I don't blame him,
I was listening when he actually announced that on Hannity that night.
Yeah.
I think it's when he announced it. He said, you're going to do it? He's like, no, I'm not going to do it that way. We're just going to do our own thing.
Exactly.
But I could hardly watch that last night. I could only watch a few minutes of it because Savannah just hacked me off, and I just thought, you know what?
I think that happened to a lot of people, but you know what? I like to watch Trump in those situations. He does this every day. He does this, and you got to think, Joe Biden is not prepared. He's not ready to be the president because he won't be able to handle these tough guys out there.
You know that Trump has to be able to think on his feet quick because he's been a businessman for how long? You have stuff come up just on the instant that you have to deal with right then.
Absolutely.
You don't have time to prepare. You just have to know what you're
Absolutely, and you have to know how to negotiate. Yep. What is? Tell me the fruits of Barack Obama and Joe Biden's ability to negotiate. What did they get for America?
Got us absolutely nothing except for getting us on the brink of war a couple of times.
Brink of war, and also they sort of had this touchy-feely situation with ISIS. Terrorism, apologizing to the Arab world, to the Muslim world, basically, about America. Yeah, apologizing to them, really? Sort of like this, we were responsible for 9/11? That kind of stuff?
And then
crazy.
Within his first term as president, then President Trump gets all these peace negotiations done. Just incredible.
Well, let's play some of these clips. I know I was going to wait for Liz because I sent it to him. I sent them to her. But we're going to be talking to Liz about the Latino support in Florida and what's going to happen in Florida. I can't see Trump losing this. And I think you're going to see Latinos and blacks and Asians, and I think you're going to even see suburban women voting for Trump. I mean, he said to them, he says, I hear that suburban women aren't for me. He says, how can you not vote for me? I'm saving your neighborhoods from invasion. Okay. So play number 2 and 3, please.
Latinos for Trump. I love that. Give me that song.
We love you all the way to the White House.
According to a September Pew Research survey, some of the key issues for Hispanic voters are the economy, with a full 80% saying it's very important to their vote in the 2020 election. Supreme Court appointments is another key issue for Hispanics, with 62% saying it's very important to their vote. Foreign policy is at 47%, and with regard to abortion, 41% of registered Hispanic voters say this is very important to their vote in the 2020 presidential election, which is less than 1 month away.
I also was concerned that he would not take into consideration the values and aspirations of the Latino community.
So again, you are withdrawing your support from Mr. Trump. You've made up your mind.
Yes, I have. You look back, and I realized that I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Another key issue for Latino voters in 2020, Trump has recently signed multiple peace deals in the Middle East, actually earning him 3 Nobel Peace Prize nominations. On the other side, his opponent Joe Biden doesn't have too great a track record in regard to foreign policy. His affairs with communist China have cost millions and millions of American jobs, and even his son Hunter is under fire for his dealings with communist China. Senate Republicans last month released an 87-page report detailing Hunter Biden's involvement with Burisma, a corrupt Ukrainian-based holding company. Hunter served on the board for Burisma while his father was vice president under Barack Obama. Importantly, the report notes Hunter Biden's extensive connections to Chinese businesses and Chinese foreign nationals that are linked to the communist government.
China ate your lunch, Joe, and no wonder your son goes in and he takes out billions of dollars, and he didn't have a job until you became vice president. Once you became vice president, he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow.
That was the debate with the president, how right he was, What's that? Microphone. Oh, I lifted up I'm sorry. Okay, well, my son said, you must lift the microphone up. See, I've got a headset now, and it's great, but, I was told that when you take a drink, you have to move it slowly upwards or it'll make a stupid noise. So stupidly, I forgot to pull it down from taking the drink.
No big deal, but I got your back because when you go to take a drink, I just go ahead and mute you anyway so that we don't get any interference.
Oh, good. All right.
Maybe we could take that home with us.
What's that?
The little
mic?
headset where we can mute you.
Well, that means I don't have to listen to you. Of course, I like to hear you creeping up upon me because you carry that damn whip all over the place. This is terrible. This is she's younger than me, and she whacks me.
Yeah, but I can't drive for what are we up to? 12 hours now.
What's that?
I said I can't drive. What are we up to? About 12 hours now?
No, I've stayed on 11:30. But you know why?
No,
you know why I've stayed on 11:30? Because it's accurate. It is accurate, and you know it. You drove for about 2.5 hours.
We have a caller.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah. My wife doesn't know where the volume is on her phone.
What?
I was going to.
Is this Martin?
No, this is his twin brother.
He's lying like a rug.
No.
You're lying like a rug. You know that. All right, I'm not even going to play. I'm not even going to honor you with playing that thing.
Democrat, so
did you really?
That's allowed.
That's a lie, and you know it. You're lying now.
Yeah.
What's going on?
You guys doing this? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. I'm still amazed. Now, we weren't able to get your first hour of your show.
Why?
But I don't. Have you talked about the process of this a shutdown business? How that there are now almost, they were 15 to 20,000 of the world's most eminent virologists and what's that other one?
That's
the
World Health Organization has said that these shutdowns, these massive shutdowns, were a mistake. Is that what you're getting at?
The term is epidemiologists and virologists. It was announced that there were 15 to 20,000 of the most impressive men around the world who had signed on to the fact that this shutdown does nothing but hurt the poor. And it doesn't help with the disease. All it does is it slows its spread, but it's going to go through the population anyway.
Yeah.
And so now it's up to 30,000.
Wow.
And when they announced the 15 to 20,000,
listen to me.
That's when the
I got to get off. I got my next interview is on. You can call me back later, okay, Martin? Please do.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. All right. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show, and I think I know who this is, so we're just going to play your song. Ladies and gentlemen, powerful South Florida lawyer, expert on law and politics, writes for the Washington Examiner, the Federalist, the Daily Caller, and is the Perry Mason to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please give it up for Elad Hakim. Hi, Elad. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm getting whipped here by my wife. She brought her whip in. I don't know. This reminds me when Amy told me she need you at a political discussion. I mean, I'm feeling the same pain. I understand.
I don't know what to say, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I bet you won't, because she's probably standing there watching you. Anyways, would you do me a favor and describe once and for all what court packing is?
Court packing is when you try to add members to the Supreme Court, so add justices to the Supreme Court, strictly for political purposes, so as to change the balance of power. So right now the Supreme Court has 9 right now it has 8, but typically it has 9 justices, and it's had that for a long time. And assuming that Judge Barrett is confirmed, it'll have 9. And
but see, there's going to be that's packing the court.
Will be
that's
more
packing the court according to the
packing the court, which is what Biden refuses to answer and discuss, as does Harris, would allow them to add X number of people to the court so as to tilt the balance of power. So if it's 9 and they suppose that they go up to 15, they could in essence add another 6 justices to the court, all of whom would be far left, justices, which is why Biden, by the way, won't release his list of nominees. And what would happen is that if Democrats tried to pass something by way of Congress and they got stuck for some reason, they could then turn to the Supreme Court, and with the Supreme Court that's packed, and that is now, instead of a majority, a conservative majority, is a Democrat left-wing, far-left majority, they could pass what they can't pass necessarily by way of Congress through the Supreme Court. So it's dangerous, and it clouds the roles of the different branches of government.
Some of these Democrat congressmen, though, have had the audacity to say that because Trump was able to put 3 alleged conservatives on the Supreme Court, including Amy Coney Barrett, assuming she gets voted for, that is packing the court. I mean, that is packing the court.
There's no support for that whatsoever.
Well, they know
that's
that.
Just a nonsense argument. That's not packing the court. That is using your right under the Constitution. The Constitution has the right to put the president has the right under the Constitution to nominate justices to the Supreme Court when a vacancy comes up, and Congress has the duty to confirm to advise and consent.
Right.
So that's just a nonsensical argument.
I don't think it's just
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think it's just as right. I think it's his duty, according to the. I think it says shall.
I'm talking about
appoint.
The timing. He can do it. He can choose to do it, whatever he wants.
There's nothing in the
Democrats are saying,
about that,
and you're right. I stand corrected. It's he has the right and the duty to do so, and he can do so any time within his term.
Right. I mean, he's not just president till
just because the election is coming up doesn't prevent him from doing that.
Exactly. So he's well within his rights and duty to appoint this woman. All right. So, anyways, you had some. Well, very little of it was interesting, really, other than the Republican responses. And so let's talk a little bit about this New York Post story and Twitter blocking the transmissions of the New York Post and also shutting down the Trump administration's campaign page, as well as Kayleigh McEnany, the press secretary. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's very scary. And we've been talking about this for a while now, which is why the president was so adamant about limiting the rights that are afforded to these, to Facebook and to Twitter. I don't know much about this area of law, but I think there's a specific section 230 or something like that, which provides just unfettered, protections to Facebook and Twitter. And I think that, I think it's very scary because what it is it's just, one, it's potentially election interference. And two, it is a shutting down of the First Amendment rights. It's curtailing speech, and it shows the level of bias in the media these days and these giant tech companies. The fact that they would shut down a story for no other reason other than the fact that it hurts Biden. There's no other reason for them to shut it down. And any purported reason that they give was nonsense because they have no problems whatsoever allowing stories that are unsubstantiated or that are just blatantly false from being posted and plastered all over Twitter and Facebook, so long as they help Biden and they hurt the president.
And they hurt Trump. So they're not consistent in their policies. And isn't this
absolutely not.
Isn't this like worth?
And it's ironic how now they're trying to. I think at least Twitter. I think it recently changed its stance, right, to yesterday or today, because they got hit with a subpoena.
Yeah. Well, they knew they were going to get hit. But here's the thing. Let me make a couple of points.
2.5 weeks away from the election,
let me make
a major news story breaks, and they block the dissemination of that story.
Right. Let me make a couple of points.
Completely improper.
Let me make a couple points, okay? First of all, this is in kind, probably worth about $100 million of campaign contribution from big tech, Facebook, and Twitter to the Biden campaign. It's election fixing is what it is, number one. Number two, on the opposite end of this story might not have gone as viral as it is now if Facebook and Twitter hadn't killed it. Because people now are saying, what's wrong with this story? It's done by the New York Post. They're a pretty big newspaper. It's been reported. Why would they do that, to your point, when they didn't actually do anything to stop the bank hoax from the New York Times, the taxes, which was, not substantiated, and all the hoaxes and all the Russian hoaxes and all that. Man, they went. None of that was proven, obviously, and yet they did it and got away with it. Why weren't they consistent with it?
Well, I think we all know the answer to that.
Right.
We all know the answer to why. Because it's all about who it helps and who it hurts. I didn't know that the New York Post is the fourth largest distributed paper. That's a lot of people. But I agree with you. I made that point too, that by trying to squash it, they actually engaged people's interest.
I think
and
so.
It got a lot more views.
I really do. I think now they're going to have hearings, and that's going to bring more attention to this Hunter Biden thing. And I don't know if you've looked deep into this thing, but they have his computer hard drive. You know, the dope left it at a computer repair place with the understanding that if he didn't pick it up at a certain time, the computer became the computer repair place owner's computer. And so he owns the computer. He sends it to the FBI because he saw some of this, or he heard some of the stuff on it. And the FBI sat on it for a year, for a little less than a year. They had all this information. They didn't do a damn thing. So what about your understanding? How does this affect your understanding now that we know that this thing exists? Even if it hasn't been verified, and I think it has because they got the emails. And the Hunter Biden's lawyer refuses to comment it. He refuses to deny it so far. So it does.
Well, he came out with a statement, right, saying that this meeting never happened. I think I just saw that today.
No, no, he said a meeting.
Not Hunter Biden. I think Joe Biden.
They started with the meeting was not scheduled. He did not have a scheduled meeting with this guy. But then they said, well, it might have been a side meeting, something that wasn't recorded in his official meetings as vice president. That's what I understood it to happen.
Look, this needs to be investigated, and it is. Sure. You know, I don't know about you. I'm kind of getting tired of all the investigations because for some reason they don't seem to be going anywhere. But this has to be investigated, and I think that it should disqualify. I mean, if this is true, I personally think that it should disqualify Biden from running. Yeah. You know, there's nothing in the Constitution that prohibits somebody who's a criminal or who has a criminal past from running for office or for serving as president. But this is teetering, on treason. If this is true. I mean,
sure.
You know, he denied knowing about any meetings. Clearly the emails show otherwise. You know, they try to use different language, the guy or big guy or whatever it is.
Yeah, the big guy. Right.
You know, clearly it sounds like he did. And I guess recent emails also showed that he got, he was paid X number of dollars. So clearly he was using his influence, or his father's influence, and his father knew about it, and they were making tons of money at the expense of Americans.
Yeah.
And
America's foreign policy.
It's a real problem.
Yeah.
And it's a real problem. And the fact that the media is shutting it out is unbelievable. I mean, think about this for a minute, Dave. You have somebody running for president who's tied up in a huge act of corruption.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that for a minute.
Well,
how do you know what he's going to do if he becomes president?
Well, here's how I ended my monologue this morning. Joe Biden cannot be president of the United States because he couldn't pass the security clearance. How's he going to pass a security clearance with all that stuff?
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even.
And it's amazing that we actually agreed on something here.
He shouldn't even get there. The American people should be smart enough, okay, to realize what's going on here and to either vote for Trump or not vote for Biden and stay home. Okay, because to put him in office is a travesty waiting to happen.
Oh yeah. Now, what do you think about this?
And they should know better than that.
Oh, sure. Hey,
and the fact that the media couldn't even ask, Stephanopoulos couldn't even ask Biden last night about the biggest and most pressing story, bombshell story. He couldn't even ask him about it. It tells you all you need to know about where the media is.
Yeah.
And the reason they didn't ask him, by the way, is because what is Biden supposed to say? Seriously, what is he supposed to say? You have the emails, assuming they're authenticated, like you pointed out.
Yeah.
What's he supposed to say? It never happened? Well, then how do you explain the emails?
Well, yeah, I think this story is going to stick, and it's going to probably have a negative effect on Biden. Terrible negative effect. I think it's going to win it, I think, for Trump. And we got to get the word out.
I hope so.
Yeah. Hey, what about the Steve Scully guy, the next debate monitor, who was consorting with the mooch, Scaramucci, who hates Trump now.
He's a big Trump hater.
Yeah, and he said he emailed Scaramucci, and then he said his account was hacked, and he admitted lying. C-SPAN suspended him indefinitely. What does this say about your panel for moderators on these debates? Wallace, Susan Page, and now Scully.
Well, look, it's not news to anybody that there's clear bias. I don't know if you had the chance to watch the debate last night. The debate. It wasn't a debate. It was supposed to be a town hall, but with Savannah Guthrie. Listen, same thing all the time. It's always the same with the moderators. But it does prove one thing, and I don't know if you've noticed this. Most things that the president says come out, they turn out to be true.
Yeah.
The president's, from the beginning, the president said that it was not, he wasn't involved with the Russia hoax and the Russia collusion.
Right.
Look what we're finding out now. He said that the Bidens were corrupt. Look what we're finding out now.
Yeah.
He said that Scully was, he didn't want to engage in the virtual town hall because he didn't trust it. Look what we found out now. Everything that he says, or virtually everything, turns out to be right.
Exactly.
It's really unbelievable.
It's uncanny, isn't it?
And at some point, the American people have to realize and say, this can't all be coincidence.
Yeah. Oh no.
He's being attacked. He's being attacked
for everything that they did. It's all projection and cover up. And I've been saying this for years. Elad, I got to get going. Other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and hire you?
Find me at Thoughtfully Conservative on Facebook, at Thoughtful GOP on Twitter, and then just look me up if you have any questions that are legally related or legal related.
Elad, I used to coach soccer goalies like you, but all my kids grew up, and I became an empty netter. Ladies and gentlemen, Elad.
I thought the first part was funnier when you said you were a soccer goalie coach.
Why would that be funny? You don't understand. Do you know I played first string on my high school football team as an offensive guard at 151 pounds, and we shared a state championship? Yes, sir.
Wow, I didn't know you played football. That's great.
In a big school. And it wasn't like, this was, we shared the state championship that year. Okay?
That's amazing.
It's our present-day Rudy.
Well, really, I think my story is connected to Rudy. I'll tell you about this some other time. I got to go to my next interview. Okay, my friend, Shabbat Shalom.
All right,
hi
guys,
to Amers.
Have a good weekend. Shabbat Shalom.
Tell Amers I'd like to talk to her, but, it's crunch time for this election thing. And she doesn't want to talk politics. So
she understands.
Okay,
no,
I hope
she does not want. Don't talk politics with her.
No, I don't want to get kicked. I don't even want to get thoughts of getting kicked. I already got my wife whipping me now.
Whipped and then
there you go. I mean, look what's happening. Oh wait, she brought the whip from home. Ow! All right, I gotta go. Shabbat shalom, my friend.
All right, guys, be well.
All right, see ya. Okay, is Liz on?
No, I'm going to call her back.
Okay, go ahead. All righty. Whew. This show is fast and furious today. Fast and Furious. We should do a movie on this.
Hello. Slow down.
I don't know who this is, but you know what? I think we ought to play her song.
She's into
all right, everybody, on your feet. On your feet. On your feet. Double twist, backflip. Come on, baby. Let's go. Woo! Cartwheels. Cartwheels. All righty. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I might have broke my knee there. All right, anyways.
Like cartwheels.
So much, huh?
They didn't look like cartwheels in my video.
Well, no. Well, did you take a video of that? That's just
she
sad.
was ready for you on that one.
Oh, that's just sad. I tell you what.
That's a big whip on that one.
Liz, she's got a whip with her. She brought her whip from home.
Listen, I was going to ask you on air, what is going on there today? I know it's Friday, but what are you both up to?
What do you mean? I don't understand. We're having fun. I mean, we're ready for this show. I've never been more ready for a show because of what's going on and the fact that you, the star of the Dave Weinbaum Show, we finished the show with this. How can we have a bad show with you as the star of this show?
Great finale.
Dave.
All right, let me introduce you, because not everybody in the world, most people in the world know who you are, but not everybody. So let me just say, at age, is she on?
Yes.
Okay. At age 6, this woman escaped from the hands of Fidel Castro on the back of an American white shark who took her to Miami, where they catch up once in a while with walks on the beach, the shark in the shallow waters, and the shark has brought her children and grandchildren with her. You should see the panic that happens when this goes on in the Miami area, on the beach there, with all these white sharks swimming around, and it's so sweet, though. You know what?
Yes.
We should write a book about Liz.
Yes, we should.
Liz escaping from Cuba, Fidel Castro getting on a white shark an American white shark who takes her to America. A great white shark. And isn't that a great children's book?
And you can add the part about you driving 16 hours.
Yeah, and me driving 16 hours to get the story. No, all right, that's another.
And of course, she rides it on a hurricane too.
Yeah, and it's through a hurricane. Yes, I mean we can do all sorts of crazy stuff. The fish you meet along the way. This is going to be a movie. It's going to be a Disney movie. What do you think? I mean, you're right there in Florida. I'm serious.
Disney?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of liberal.
Yeah.
Well, really you know what? They like money. And I have stock in them.
You're right.
They like money. Mm-hmm. Okay, so did you get the video I sent you finally?
Yes, I did.
Did you listen to it? Oh, great.
Everything about it, yes.
Super. Before we go any further, let me play you the last part of it, okay? I want to make sure you can hear this. Okay, so you got the last bit of that one.
Go for it.
What?
You talking about the 5th one?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to double check.
Multiple notebooks and notes and books and things like that in front of us. Can you hold up what you've been referring to and answering our questions?
Hold on.
Oh, my fault. Okay, I got it.
That's the 4th.
Trump, just 3 days after his inauguration, reinstated the Mexico City policy, which cut off billions of tax dollars from funding international pro-abortion organizations. If Barrett gets confirmed, that would make 3 pro-life Supreme Court appointments for Trump in just 4 years. This year, he became the first sitting president to attend the March for Life. At the march, he said, "Unborn children have never had a stronger defender in the White House." Joe Biden, on the other hand, although claiming to be Catholic, openly supports abortion up to birth. He also supports taxpayer-funded abortion. He chose Kamala Harris as his vice president, who supports infanticide, murdering an already born infant who has survived an abortion. He's been endorsed by Planned Parenthood, which kills about 1,000 babies every single day. He's also been endorsed by NARAL Pro-Choice America, the oldest child-killing advocacy group in the United States.
So Liz, you listened to the whole thing now, and my audience now has listened to the whole thing. There are reasons why Latinos are going to vote for Trump, aren't there?
Yes.
And the economy is 80% of it, according to this. Supreme Court's 62%. Wow. Who knew? Mm-hmm. Abortion, 41%. Foreign policy, 47%. And with the abortion and the Supreme Court combined with the appointment of this Catholic woman, this Amy Coney Barrett, who I think is great. It's not that she's going to necessarily rule against Roe v. Wade, but still, that's got to resonate both with the Supreme Court and the importance of the Supreme Court and with anti-abortion feelings in the Latino community. Is that correct?
Yes. I myself am a Catholic, and I believe in God, and I believe that not just Catholics, I believe a lot of people of different faiths will have important decisions to make regarding this election with Donald J. Trump. because we believe in children's rights. We want the economy. We want the economy to rise. Latinos are very much against communism. We have fought very hard for this all our lives, and we're kind of like having PTSD memories of Fidel Castro. And between our religion, which is number one, because for me, it's God first, and then my country, my family, and all of them in the same importance, I would say. Those are very important topics. And the economy has raised, and there's 3.4 million people more working now. The peace deal in the Middle East, combined with the problem that Biden and Hunter have sold their soul to the devil, China, Ukraine, Moscow, and let us not forget Benghazi. I was recently at the AmpFest, and it broke out right there. I was not there the day it broke out because I, couldn't go that day, but I heard about it later. I was there one day out of the 3 due to family issues. But anyway, the thing is that it broke out that we always knew was right. Was wrong. We were actually right, meaning they betrayed our soldiers over there. They left them to die. At that time, Obama, Hillary, and Biden were in power. Hillary was a Secretary of State. So between Hunter's selling his soul to all these people for money and selling our country and not believing in God and killing innocent people in the streets, encouraging it, because to me, it's encouraging it, because if Joe Biden doesn't go on nationwide TV and say he's against people getting hurt in the streets, he's encouraging it. Don't come down to me with any other lies.
Sure, and they didn't mention it for 3 months. They didn't mention it the whole time they were in the convention, other than Barack Obama saying, "Oh, these are innocent people. They're moms and pregnant moms and kids. They're just protesting." While the towns are burning down.
They're destroying the United States of America. It's costing us billions of dollars.
And the whole concept is, if you want this thing to stop, you got to elect me, Joe Biden. In other words, if you like your country, you're going to vote for me, or we're going to tear the whole thing down. That's what it came to me.
Sounds like more like a ransom, doesn't it?
Well, absolutely.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. A threat. No doubt about it. He has a crime family. They even had Whitey Bulgers, a huge crime guy. Really top Irish mafia. They even had his nephew as a partner on one of these deals. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's not just Hunter Biden getting this money. They split it. And one of the splits was to the big guy. $10 million to the big guy. Who could the big guy be? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who could that be?
Who's the big guy? The one that's running for president?
Exactly. Who could that
yesterday,
be?
Giuliani was speaking with Martha McCollum.
Right, I watched it.
Yes, it was very interesting. And he said, she asked him precisely, do you have proof? And he stated, I have a hard drive.
Yeah.
And anyone from Fox can come and see it for themselves.
Yeah, and this is
a huge story.
He's got the emails.
Evidence is hardcore.
And Hunter Biden's lawyer hasn't denied it. Do you think they deny it outright, right?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. Why do you think all of a sudden Kamala Harris has been predisposed to the COVID virus and has disappeared from action? I would more say
I don't know. You think
that she's hiding on the basement with Joe Biden because they're both hard questions.
Okay.
Last night, Donald J. Trump in Florida was drilled in Miami.
Yeah,
about
I watched.
all the hard questions.
I watched.
And Biden was not even asked about the latest news that was going on today, which is his son. Their involvement.
He was treated like you'd treat somebody with Alzheimer's, with easy questions.
Yes, and let me tell you, that can be the death of America, as we call it, because between being criminals, all they care about is money. Right. They don't care about God. They don't care about anything that the United States stands for. They don't care about them going around and destroying our country. Look, there is no title in our heads when we go to a restaurant, to a bar, to a get-together, anywhere, and we're in the streets and somebody comes and shoots us, even if we're not putting a Trump hat in our heads.
Yep.
They don't know who they're shooting. They can shoot anybody, even their own Democrats. And I'm sure it's probably happened, but it hasn't gone out.
Well, just last week we were in Denver, Colorado. We did the show from Denver, Colorado, in a hotel room in downtown Denver. And 2 blocks away from us, right after the show, some crazy guy who allegedly was a security guard for a local TV station, a liberal local TV station, supposed to be a licensed security guard, shot and killed a Trump supporter. I wasn't there. I was 2 weeks away. But
thank God.
Yeah, but the guy, come to find out, this guy was he was a one of these Occupy Denver guys, like Occupy Wall Street. And he was far left, and he always went to Trump rallies. I guess he went armed, and he got his opportunity after arguing with this guy, and shot him and killed him. So, I was a little bit reticent to wear my MAGA hat.
No, don't. I mean, right now, I know we all love it, and I go to events that I get invited to, and I wear them, but I'm going to safe events. Right. I mean, there's police officers around us. Sure. But I don't make it a habit when I go to restaurants in my private life and be wearing my MAGA hat or MAGA mouthpiece that we need to wear now because of COVID, because we're still supposed to wear it when we go out.
There could well be a time to fight, and let's live to do that. Okay, how's that?
Exactly. We need to defend our country, and if we're dead, we can't do it, right?
Well, yeah, we got to figure. First of all, we got to take care of this election, and it's crunch time. I hope everybody understands that. Now, Trump is he's very pro-life. First president to go to the pro-life march in D.C. Yes. And Catholic Joe Biden supports abortion, and Kamala Harris supports infanticide. That means failed abortions. And I know someone who has failed abortion. I've talked with her personally. She's been on my show. And a failed abortion survivor. And she's in favor of killing these babies, murdering them after they live. How can we elect people like that?
I'm sorry, but that's an assassin. The person that kills an unborn child is taking the right of them to become a somebody. And there's always a somebody that wants to adopt a child.
Sure.
There's ways to go about things. These people are Democrats. They're more the satanic group than they are, anything else. They're with everything that is wrong with America. And I pray to God someone hears my voice today. And we've been talking on air numerous times. And thank you for that honor. I don't know how I was that blessed that day I met you, Dave and Lisa and all of you. I haven't met you personally, but it's just the same. In my heart, you are. We need to fight back hard.
You know what? That goes double back to you. Let me just say this. I didn't know you, and you didn't know me, and I just kind of asked you to be my friend, and I kept looking at your stuff, and you looked like you were very active. And,
yes, I
thought, I think this woman's got a lot to talk about, and I thought then... And I know now that you are excellent at what you do, and you are out there in the community, and you're fighting, and you're passionate about what you're doing. This is what I like on my show. I like people who are passionate about what they're doing, and you are. There's no doubt about it. And you're passionate about the right stuff, in my opinion.
And I think someday,
go ahead.
Lisa?
I think someday we will meet in person. I just kind of have that.
Oh my God!
Don't you?
Can you imagine?
That would be fun.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Yes, you could treat us to some Cuban food.
Oh my God! We would have a ball. We would have a drink, and we would. Hopefully, by then, our president will be in power already, and we can talk back about the memories that we created on the show.
We can celebrate.
We hope so. Yeah.
We can celebrate.
We will.
We already got you in a... here, we'll play that thing that we have Liz on. Okay, if you got that.
What?
Wait, listen.
Which one?
The one she does.
The clip.
The clip. She does the thing, and about... and this
expression.
is what I think.
The what?
Don't you have a Liz thing on there?
She has an expression.
Yeah.
That you.
I don't know if I have that one.
Oh, maybe
sure
it's
do.
Aaron. Anyway, there is.
I want to hear it.
I know, so do I. You said it already on the show, and I was smiling at JP when he had it. This is what I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that one.
All
I'll
right.
have to get that one from Aaron.
It might be on
it's there,
Aaron's,
but
yeah.
you just
Aaron
don't see
has
it.
We'll get
I'll look
from
it up. Is it in the website? In your website?
No, it's on the TV. It's on our.
We'll have
it's
to get it from
somewhere in
Aaron.
there, and my son has played it, I think,
We'll
and
have to get it from
not
Aaron.
JP. Anyhow,
Please send it to me, direct message or something. I'm dying to hear it.
so am I. Golly, we'll try a few.
Okay.
That might look like it.
I don't like that talk.
That's not her. This could be fun searching.
I was in the pool.
No.
You want a piece of me?
No, it's not her.
What are you doing?
We're counting on you. No, it's not a guy.
We're all counting on you. No pressure, JP.
You're too much. We love
Come
you.
on.
He's a guy.
Yeah.
Technically, the ball.
It's on Aaron's iPad.
You guys are too much.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
She's not seeing it. All right, we'll figure it out and get it done.
It's on Aaron.
Well, anyway, you guys make me laugh, and you always make my Fridays whenever I go on.
Well, you're terrific, and you know what we feel about you, and we know what you feel about us, and we got a job to do.
It's genuine.
I got one more. It could be.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something.
There it is.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. You've already said that today. Do it again.
Let me tell you something.
Now, if you're also a bit on this show, guess what? I have to double your pay.
Oh.
So you're going to get a double zero instead of just zero now. So
I can create
insanity. I love it.
For Lisa and I can create bits for us then if that's the case.
No.
Come on, guys, you need to.
They already got the whip. You know, I'm getting whipped by Lisa often.
The whip is very important.
Ow! No, stop it. No, I can't stand it anymore. You should see the lashes on my back. It's terrible. Anyways.
We should do the whip, and let me tell you something,
Yeah.
and you can come up with more stuff. This is good.
We have a lot of fun on the show, as you know. And you're
know.
fun. You're fun, too. And that's
Yeah.
important. You know, I don't like just straight politics. There should be some fun in life, for goodness sakes.
I try to be myself with you.
Yes,
you
and
taught
you are.
me that.
And you are. And you know what? I got to go, hon. I hate to say
Okay.
this, but where other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Parler, and I'm on Twitter when Twitter doesn't harass us.
Yeah, you got that. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
what do you call the king of caramel candy? What do you call the king of caramel candy?
Well, the king of anything to me is God. So how about
Yeah.
that?
Well, not God, but the king of caramel candy is a guru. He's a guru. No, that was funny. She's laughing.
It is funny. I'm laughing.
How dare you? How dare you? All right, listen. Thank you, Liz, for being a star in the Dave Weinbaum Show, and let's go do our jobs and not let this country go to hell in a handbasket. Okay?
We have a couple.
We have a couple. Wait, hold on.
We have a couple of comments. that I can share from the page.
Yes.
Jane says hi this morning.
Hi, Jane. Thanks for writing in. And who else?
So does Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
And Miriam.
I wonder if that's Andrea Girella. Yeah,
it is.
Hi, baby. How you doing?
And Miriam Witcher says hi to you, and then she's posting something about Socialism/Communism: The Great Lie by Dr. Juan Felipe.
Okay.
And has the Amazon link for it. So
great.
Apparently, she's recommending that for reading on
Cool.
the subject right now.
Anything else?
Well, we got Marty and Stan watching.
Marty and
Betsy,
Stan Hines from the old radio station.
Pastor Pat.
Remember Stan, right? Liz?
Yes, Pastor. Yeah, I remember
Pat.
Stan. Hello, Stan, and Pastor Pam.
Yeah, you talked to her last week.
On the phone.
That's right.
Yeah,
Sure.
you talked to her last week. So anyway,
Sure.
I became her friend too.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
how about that?
That's JP's mom.
Yeah.
That's the producer's
Yes, I
mom.
know.
Yeah, how about that?
Yep, I helped get them connected. So
That's right.
Thank
That's right.
you, JP.
Yeah, JP.
Thank you.
We're all connected, Liz. Let's put it
I think
that
God
way.
has connected us.
I think
you know that, right?
we've all kind of found each other. I think God is definitely guiding us.
Okay,
Yes, he is.
and we got to complete the job here, I think.
And he might roll his eyes at us a time or two, but we're
we behave a little bit bad once in a while.
I think God wants us
just to make the show.
Is there laugh after death? That's what I want to find out. Is there laugh after death?
We hope so.
I hope so.
I want peace, harmony, and I want to see my president up there one day.
You got it.
Yep.
Trump.
Yep.
All right, and don't forget Laura Loomer up there in the president's West Palm County up there. She needs to get elected.
Yeah,
okay?
she's great.
All right, thank you, Lizzie. You have a great weekend. Okay, thanks for being a star.
May God bless you all and keep doing a great job. We're going to win this in 11-3.
Yes,
Trust
I
me
hope
on this
so.
one.
Amen.
18 days away.
You are a star of the Dave Weinbaum Show. Thank you so much, Liz.
And you're my mentor and my guide.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Behave.
Of course.
Okay, any old business here?
We did have a couple people try to call in, too.
I don't care. You want to call them? Yeah, go ahead. That's good. Well, we can extend the show. Ain't nobody stopping us. That's fine. It was tough, when you have the 4 interviews plus JJ, and we're only doing 2 hours, so, what the hell. So we're waiting on the phone.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hi, McDonald's. Did you order something from McDonald's?
Oh, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Hi there.
All right.
This is Dave Weinbaum. Did you call the Dave Weinbaum Show?
Yes, sure. I love your, first of all, thank you so much
who is
supporting
this? What's your
President Trump.
What's
He's
your name?
a great man. I was the first Hispanic person to support President Trump in 2015. And I wrote a book, and I wrote almost like 8 books supporting President Trump. I'm original from Colombia and an American citizen, and I'm very, very strong for Trump. He's a great man.
Well, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Miriam, Myriam, which Witcher. I wrote so many books supporting President Trump.
Okay, well, let me ask you.
In Las Vegas.
Where are you calling from? Are you from in Las Vegas?
Yes, I'm calling from Las Vegas. We need a lot of help here in this state.
Oh, boy, do you. And so tell people where they can get your books.
Well, my book is in Amazon.com, and I have the first one I wrote is American First and Great Again. And there is a good one. People need to read this book because we are in a panic, Dave. We are in a panic about socialist, communist, the great lie. This is going to happen if we do not vote for President Trump. God put this man to save the United States and to save the world.
I think you're right.
This is the only person I just begging for people to vote for President Trump. I born and raised in Colombia. I came here and I'm American citizen.
Cool.
And let me tell you, I had the experience with the narco-terrorists, socialists, communists, globalists. It's the same narco-terrorists. People don't call like this way. I call by this name. I'm not scared. I'm here. I love this country. I give my soul, my life, everything for this beautiful country.
How did you hear about the show?
Freedom and prosperity. Yes?
How did you hear about the show?
Liz is my Facebook friend.
Oh, cool.
And Twitter friend. And Facebook blocked me 77 times, but I still open another account.
All right. Well, that's
terrific. But you are doing outstanding job. Thank you so much.
My producer wants to ask a question.
Thank you for educate people.
Oh, well, that's great. I love doing this, and my producer wants to say something.
So she commented earlier, and there's a link on our comments under today's show that provide the links to some of those books.
Oh, great. Okay,
so,
super.
Easy way to find it.
Super. So hopefully we can sell you some books, too. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. And the more important is we must educate the people about socialism and communism. This is nothing else if Biden win, let me tell you what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
If this guy win, the corruption will be 100% and more cocaine and more heroin in the United States. They are the only ones are going to have a job because they have money for 2,000 years. 2,000 years. They had money from the narco terrorists. They don't need us. We need President Trump to save this country and to save the world. Trust me.
I think you're right. I don't see anybody. I don't even see some of the Republicans standing behind him all that strong. And I think he's God. I mean, this is a God thing. Look what's happened to Israel in these Abraham Accords. This is 2,000 years of Jew hatred going down the drain. All of a sudden, there's peace now between Jews in Israel and Arabs and Muslims, countries that now are going to be friendly. It's incredible what's happening right now. And it happened because of Donald Trump.
President Trump is I believe, Dave, God sent President Trump the first time for the first term, and right now, President Trump is not done. This is why God put him. President Trump need to complete the job. No matter if people like him or they don't, I can strongly believe President Trump is not going to be here for the second term. It's going to be here forever. Trust me.
I hope so. All right, I've got to go. Pronounce your name again. M-Y...
Miriam.
Miriam, okay. With a Y.
That's whose comments I just read that she posted to your Facebook page.
Well, that's great. So. Thank you so much for appearing on the Dave Weinbaum Show by surprise. And you have a great weekend, Miriam.
Thank you, Dave, for the show. All
right, keep listening.
And I will share too. Thank you.
Call anytime, comment on Facebook, and I appreciate that. Get all your friends out there to listen. Okay?
Absolutely.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
That's all I know.
All right. Vote for Trump.
Vote for Trump. You got it, Miriam. That's great. Okay, we got anybody else? Really? Wow.
Yeah, we had one other caller. So,
by the way, this is a blowout show, isn't it?
Yep.
Whew. Wow. I knew this show was going to be special. It just, everything came together. Right. Hi there. This is Dave Weinbaum. Did you call my show?
Yes, I did, twice.
Is this JL?
Oh,
this is JL.
Oh, my goodness.
Hi,
well,
JL.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm calling you back, and I'm still on my show.
Oh, hello, Miss Lisa. I hope you guys are doing well.
Glad you
I
did.
just wanted to make a little comment here about the upcoming election. I have to tell you something.
Okay.
I know some Democrats that are not going to vote for Biden.
Oh, well, that's what I was asking some of my guests, especially Cheryl Chumley. She didn't really have an answer to that. And I'm thinking that there's a lot of Democrats who don't like what's going on in the Democratic Party and understand that Joe Biden has been compromised, and he's going to be replaced pretty soon if he wins.
Oh, I believe that 100%, Dave. I think that's what this is all about. They want to win, but it's Nancy will be the president, Nancy Pelosi, because Kamala can't be president from some information that I had gotten prior to this, because she wasn't born here in the United States or something.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that was on the internet. So automatically then Nancy Pelosi becomes the president.
Yeah. Well,
that is, unless
I don't think that's ever going to happen, quite frankly.
Oh, my gosh. Talk about trying to choose between the less of two evils.
Yeah, boy. No, well, yeah, I'd rather have Biden then.
All right.
Yeah, me too. He forget he's there anyway, so what's the point?
Okay, so what else you got for me, JL?
Okay, real quick. I know you guys are in a hurry here. Listen, so you got Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, and Hillary Clinton out on a boat on the ocean. The boat sinks. Which one of them survives?
Hopefully the boat.
America.
Okay, I like that. All right, here's one for you. Here's one for you. This is especially for you. Let your teeth shine through your smile while you still have some. Let your teeth shine through your smile while you still have some.
You guys, God bless.
There you go. God bless you too. Okay, thanks, JL. Have a great weekend. All right, so what do we got? That's it, right? But that's all, folks. Okay, listen to me.
That's pretty much it.
Hey, thanks so much. This is a blowout show for this for the Dave Weinbaum show, and I want to thank everybody. I thought it was an excellent show. Remember, we're going to be on podcasts on where?
So anywhere you can find them, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any locations like that, iHeartRadio. You can find it there.
And DaveWeinbaum.net, too.
And on the website, too.
So you want to hear the show. I thought this is actually, we're up to the level we were when I was on my last radio station, or maybe even a little bit better, I think. I think the sound is better, definitely, and I think the content was damn good. So I'm very happy.
I think Facebook is messing with us, though.
Why?
We're not getting as many shares.
Yeah, what a shocker.
So, yeah.
But luckily it didn't glitch on us, so we got the whole show through without the video stopping, so that's a plus.
All right, we got to get on Parler or Parlay, whatever they call it. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate everybody in my audience. It is crunch time. Talk to your Democratic friends. Talk to and tell them this is no longer a guess as to how bad the Democrats are and how awful Joe Biden would be and all the communists that are behind him, okay? So you guys have a great weekend, and let's fight until the end and get this president, and let's get Congress. I think we got a shot at I think we have a shot at not only, of course, I don't know. I don't have any evidence of this, but there's only, I believe, 18 seats to be won in the House, and we're already have the advantage in the Senate. Let's get all three, and let's get some stuff done in this country and stop drain the swamp. All right, this is Dave Weinbaum. You have a great weekend. Thank you so much.